out, and then it is open panel. Go ahead, Jazz, and then it's open panel.
What I was saying was, Bill K men all morning and all day have been brutal towards Bill K women. Yet Bill K women, one by one this morning today, have come on the panel and giving them all type of excuses. Oh, it's racism. Oh, it's the school prison pipeline. Or the teachers at the school don't like them. We were in the
We're
same
still standing on
classroom.
business. This is not Roundtable Thursdays today. So if you're going to address people, you need to say their name.
You're absolutely right. Antigua, I didn't agree with nothing that you said. Because the thing about it is, I don't know how long you've been here today, but Bill K men all day today have been anti Bill K women. And too many times, Bill K women such as yourself give them some type of excuse and a leeway out. Oh, well, the teachers didn't like them. Oh, they need a Bill K teacher in the class just for them to pay attention. That's excuses. Because we didn't have a lot of BLK women in the classroom either, but BLK women still got the job done. We're doubly oppressed. We're women and we're black. And yet we persevered through all of it and made a way out. And all we tend to do, for some reason, our self esteem is in the devil's basement. So where all we think about, we skip over ourselves and solely focus on their plight while they're simultaneously telling us that ain't nothing wrong with them, that we're the problem. So at some point, we got to stop and put ourselves first and realize there's no system that's stopping the BLK man. I didn't agree with what what's her name? Who was Betty Busy, whatever her name is. They are lazy. They're lazy. They don't want to do nothing. They wanna lay under the skirt of a YT woman, fly man. So at the end of the day, let's stand on business and just tell it for what they are. They are lazy. They're good for nothing. They do the YT man's bidding for him, fly man. So let's be very clear. There's no system stopping them. There's no school system that stopped them because we become the most educated. We were in the same neighborhoods as them. We were in the same elementary as them. We were raised in the same single mother household as them. We were in the same conditions as them. We read the same textbooks as them. We went to the same classroom and same teacher as them. And we was able to learn. There were some BLK boys who was quiet, who paid attention, who learned. They were picked on by the bad ones. We watched them be a headache to the teacher. I'm gonna say that again. We watched them in class be a headache to the teacher, be loud, skip school, talk back, fighting, just doing stuff they had no business doing. So at some point, stop trying to give them coverage and call them out. This is why they always have an excuse for and why they always blame us for everything. Because here come a black woman, and not to attack you, Antigua, but here comes a black woman to give them a pass. Oh well, it was this, and racism did this and this. No, these N words are just lazy. They didn't want to pay attention in school. They're the main ones all over social media saying your degrees don't matter. They're anti-education. They're anti-education, and we have to accept that and move on. I land there.
But it's
Wow.
it's it's funny. Hold on, fly man.
Can
Hold
I
on, fly man.
respond?
Hold on,
Can
hold
I
on, hold on.
respond?
Yeah, you gonna respond. It's funny how you came up
Please,
here and
one
Um,
attacked.
stage at a
I
time,
would,
one at a time,
So who's
please,
the
one at a
mod?
time.
It's funny that you came up here and you attacked a
I would
woman
like to
that.
respond. No
Yeah,
one is
The
attacking.
mod
It's
is in
TikTok.
charge.
I
Please
know,
allow the mod to
I
do
know,
her
I know.
job.
I
Let's
wanted
Guys,
to.
I need
respect her
everyone
and
Hold
to
mute
on,
up.
everyone
mute.
mute.
Everyone
Everyone
mute.
Thank
mute.
you.
Let's not do everyone mute. Let's just only I do that. Let's just mute people because they're not listening. Just mute them if they're talking out of turn. So Jasmine went. It is a free panel, so nobody needs to say who's the mods or whatever. It's a free panel, so people choose to be who they are. But if they continue to mute people, to talk over people, we will go ahead and chime in. Myself, our mods. So I believe someone said, "Wow, wow, that's not really like talking," and I heard King talking. So I'm gonna let King go, and then we're not doing like can I respond? It's a free panel, y'all.
Yeah, so you attack this woman by calling her a BLK woman and all those other things. You're in the same schools, like you said, and you ain't say nothing to those boys. So why do you get to speak now? And like the person was saying earlier, you can hear the disdain and the hate in your voice when you're talking about BLK men, and no BLK man spoke bad or ill about any woman up here. Stop lying. None of us said anything bad. So you want us to say something bad. So here's the bad. Here's the bad. Instead of you worried about your education, the majority of y'all more worried about getting money and child support from the YT man. That's what y'all more worried about. How about y'all stop being worried about us and be more worried about those kids that you getting child support from? And you probably the same women that's doing that. That's sad. How about you be more worried about them food stamps that you're not getting every day, that you were worried about a black man working? How about you be worried about that Section 8 that you getting your job from, that you working and you working to get your job paid and do all these other bills that you ain't got paid, but you worried about the white tea man doing things for you. But you so caught up on what the black man is doing and talk about she giving us excuses. She ain't giving no excuses. She said the truth. She said the truth. You just don't like hearing it because y'all don't like men. That's what it is. Y'all don't like men. Just say it. Just like June Baby said. I'll admit to something that June Baby said. Yeah, we are defeated. You know why we defeated? Because we leave it up to y'all to make the decisions. And y'all ain't doing diddly squat about it. Y'all done got the most free oppression state ever out of all the women. And y'all still complaining. Enough is not enough for y'all. You
Great,
just
I
said it
understand.
yourself.
But
You
what I
just said
did hear
it
you
yourself.
say,
You just said it yourself that y'all all getting degrees. So why y'all still worried about black men? Why don't take June Baby's advice and leave us alone? Shannon Sharp is getting white women. We getting Asian women. We getting Spanish women. We don't
can we
want
get a
y'all.
timer? What the
No, there's no
fuck?
timer. She didn't have a timer. No timer.
No
I'm still talking.
profanity. And everyone,
Yeah,
Mods,
no
just mute
talking.
people interrupting people.
We getting
Yeah.
white, but we getting the white tea women. We getting the Spanish women. We getting the Asian women. Y'all mad, maddie. That's what y'all are. Just like it's brokies, y'all the maddies. Cause the Asian men don't want y'all. Tell you that he don't want your big back gorilla. He don't want y'all. The Russian men don't want y'all. The Jewish men don't want y'all. They damn sure not don't want to sleep with y'all. So make it make sense. The only flight y'all have is us, and and it's sad because y'all pushing us out the window. So it's only going to be the unaliving of y'all. It's going to be real sad when it's just y'all sitting there. And nobody's going to really fight for y'all because y'all only throwing the butt on us. And guess what? We still getting all the women. We still getting all the races of women. What are y'all getting? Y'all not getting no Jew, no Italian, no Spanish, none of them. They don't like y'all. Y'all too loud and belligerent. How about you be quiet and like June Baby said, how about you go back and read a textbook? Because we done reading y'all. All y'all are upset. Y'all gonna attack, and I'm defending this BLK woman. Why are you attacking her if she's spitting facts? You heard her say she's a teacher. What does that have to do with any black man? This is the problem. And then I'm quite sure you're gonna call her pick me, right? Sad.
So Antigua.
Hold
So
on,
hold on.
hold
So
on.
I'm
I was
not
about
Antigua.
to
realizing
go
the
So
time on
next. Hold
Antigua.
purpose.
on.
So
I was
hold
about
on,
to go
y'all. One second,
next.
Why
because
are
he was
y'all
talking
allowing
to
him to
me.
Nah,
do this?
Hold on, Flyman. He
because
was
Well,
talking to
hold
me.
on,
I'm
hold
Jazz,
on.
only
Let
gonna be a.
who's talking and who on free panel. We don't set new rules here. Flyman was going first. Let him go. But let me say this really
Why, what's
quick.
the panel?
Hold on. Hold on, you guys. It's a free panel, but we cannot say, hey, they're responding to me, so I can go. That's like setting a rule. It's whoever go first. But yeah, let's get it to 180K, you guys. Let's continue to tap. Mods, if you could drop mod announcements, please stay on mute, you guys. Drop mod announcements, drop the Cash App. Let people know they can drop someone. Me and the mods do not drop people. King, you would have to send something higher than a galaxy because he saved the spot with a galaxy if you want to drop him. But again, let's give the panelists the ones you agree with. Let's keep the live going. It's getting very interesting. While it's getting interesting, support the live goal and keep the likes going up. The likes should actually be moving. I don't want the like to stay stagnant. So, right now I'm gonna go to Flyman. After that is back to open panel.
so earlier, yeah, I was a little too passionate and I crashed out. Now I'm gonna be calm, right? Antigua and the lady before, they were brutally honest. They told the truth. I was shocked when I heard Antigua and the lady before, right? And I don't know why a lot of our women don't like the honest women out of our women, right? And the whole reading thing, I had the highest reading level in my class. So if it don't apply, let it fly, right? My whole thing is, it's like, Jazz Doll, June, we don't gotta compete. Y'all ain't gotta bash us. I'm not bashing y'all this time. I'm tired of bashing y'all. And then you worried about me with the Italian. Yes, my life is better. Yes, she treats me better than you ever could. Yes, I'm happy. I moved on. I'm not dealing with the BS, and I have a better life now. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, God. It's that simple, right? And don't worry about how I find my success just because you're miseducated and indoctrinated and you still work for the white team, man. But guess what? I'm in the same size house. Before I was with her, I was in an $850,000 house. So not everything is because of her, right? So my whole thing is, it's like, a lot of y'all don't want to work together. Y'all want to compete when black men earn more money. Despite all your degrees, black men earn more money. So I won the debate. The debate is over. You've been intellectually demolished, and I miss Charles, okay? Because we make more money. So who cares about your degree? I get more money. Simple as that.
I would like to say that I spoke to education statistics that are true as pertaining to the Black community. The education system is not designed for Black people. And I do have to admit, because it is true, that young Black boys are more disadvantaged. Intersectionality does exist. But at the end of the day, number one, no one was attacking me. It's TikTok. It's not that serious. Number two, I agree with what Jazz Doll said. She spoke no lies. It wasn't my intention to come up here and defend anyone. By all means, I do not defend bad behavior. But she is correct. We do go to the same schools. I went to public school in the Bronx. Okay. And the fact that the majority of my teachers were women. The majority of the people in my family who are educated are women. The majority of the people in my community that are educated and doing well for themselves are women. I had a lot of really good role models to look up to as I grew up. Where are those same role models for the young Black boys? Where are the educators? Where are the business owners? Where are the where are the doctors? Where are the engineers? Where are the accountants? There is not much for young boys to look up to. If you are supposed to be the so-called leaders of the community, you need to start leading. You have to set an example and lead by example. I understand that the system is racist and it's not designed for us or Americans to be successful. But what have we built within our community to make sure that our children are successful, irregardless of whatever intersectionality, you fall into? We understand that Black children are more at a disadvantage. We understand that Black boys are more at a disadvantage. What are we going to do as a community? What have we done? If you manage to buy an $800,000 house, that's great. How does it help the community? What have we done collectively? When we talk about Latinos and Arabs and all these people who come into the Black community, in my personal experience, they are in the Black community. When I was growing up, no, they didn't hire us. Now, yes, they do. They're distributors. They don't distribute to Black businesses. It's almost impossible for a Black person to have a store or a spa. It's more expensive because you're not going to get the same distributors that distribute to their own people. And if you're buying things at a higher markup, you have to charge higher prices. And then the Black community does not want to support that. That is a fact. I am willing to pay more if I can shop from a Black business. I don't care. I will travel to where I need to go to. That's a fact. But we have to come to an understanding that we do not control anything. And at the end of the day, if you lose a battle, you don't blame the soldiers. You blame the commander, because the commander is the one in charge. At what point are we going to start taking accountability and having something within the community that holds people accountable? not just wanting to be a basketball player or a rapper? When are we going to have some kind of accountability and stop, bashing, oh, you're just jealous, Black men make more money? Well, that would depend on the field that you're in. And it is a fact that Black men are not as educated as Black women. You may enter college, but your completion rate is lower than Black women. It is a fact. If you are both in the same field, if you are both chemical engineers and you both have the same qualifications and education, of course the man is going to make more. That's patriarchy. Has nothing to do with the fact that you're Black. But one thing is for sure, you do earn less than the white man. That's a fact. And Black women earn less than white women. That's a fact. Because we have to rely on their systems, their financing. When are we going to build something instead of bragging about what we have personally attained? It's not helping the community. And I land.
Thank you. Yeah, you keep giving them excuses and I don't like it. Every time you speak it, I hear excuse after excuse. But back to the gentleman who said we were attacking her. What you said was, you're attacking her and calling her a Black woman. I had to stop right there. You said we are attacking her by calling her a Black woman. This lets you know how much y'all don't care about us. You let us know that you want us to be offended, unless you're just that slow to be offended by being called a Black woman, unless I'm misunderstanding that. In Antigua, that's one of my favorite places. I agree with you on some of the things, but I think we need to stop giving them excuses. That's where I end. That's where I stop. We all went to the same school. We all sat in the same classes. We all had access to the same IEP programs. We all had access to all of the same programs, but yet and still, here we are fighting online about why education is important. It's not adding up. So I think that when I say this with my full chest, we need to divest. We need to run away from them. I am not interested in helping them. I have no interest in giving you any cheat codes or any boosts or any motivation. I don't care. Y'all had a head start above BLK women and y'all messed it up. Y'all had a whole head start, decades. We are here with families alone, running our households, raising children and getting our education. But yet and still, we get to come online and hear you talk about us each and every day. How does that work out? You tell me, what good is that doing for the community? Yeah, we're talking about redlining, but let's talk about the education, because we don't have the education. How do we know what redlining is? And how will we know that we are in a position to buy a house so that we won't be in a redline situation? But y'all not ready for that. You just want to talk about, let's point the fingers at the women. They didn't have the education. But they went to the same school. But they were in the same house. They walked past the same nignogs on the street that we did. The same ones, but yet and still, y'all still can't catch up. And $33 is such a minuscule amount of money. That's not even $1,000, not even $2,000 for the entire year. So you're telling me that our men had a head start, decades worth of head start, and we are right on y'all heels right now. But I don't want to compare, because we're not after y'all. We're after the YT women's money. That's the money we are trying to make. We are after the money that's being made and siphoned into the Asian communities. That's what we're doing. And I heard somebody say something earlier about, I don't see women in construction. You know what? Why? Decades worth of head start, and we are right on y'all heels right now. But I don't want to compare, because we're not after y'all. We're after the YT women's money. That's the money we are trying to make. We are after the money that's being made and siphoned into the Asian communities. That's what we're doing. And I heard somebody say something earlier about, I don't see women in construction. You know what? Why? We don't have to be outside. We're in architecture. We're making the moves. We have the pen and the eraser and the computers. We're into engineering. We don't have to have the brick and mortar in our hand just to say we did something. We have the education. We know what to do, and we can tell you what to do. And that's where we fail. Yeah, I think we have far too many BOK men interested and okay with doing labor, manual labor. Your body is going to give out. So why wouldn't you want to get an education and provide that same education or even a better education for your children? It's sad. I don't listen to Flyman. I think he is... I think that you are emotionally unwell. I don't think we are on the same intellectual level, so I am no longer going to speak to you because, again, it's bullying. I hope that you get it together one day. I hope that what you say is true about your family being millionaires and that you somehow trickle into it. But at this point, I have no hope for y'all. I have no faith in you men. I'm actually disgusted. I'm sorry. I can't keep going with your family being millionaires and that you somehow trickle into it. But at this point, I have no hope for y'all. I have no faith in you men. I'm actually disgusted. I'm sorry. I can't keep going on about it. But ladies, please continue your education. Women, please continue to get those degrees. Please further your even if you cannot afford to get a formal education, read some books. Join some book clubs. Join some virtual book clubs. I might even start a book club so we could talk about it. Let's discuss the reality of what's going on, and let's not sit here and let these men pull the wool over our eyes anymore. Because we know that y'all ain't doing it. We're going to have to build community amongst each other and do the things ourselves because y'all can't. And y'all let us know you're weak. Are you?
I'm glad that
Groundbreaking, June. That was groundbreaking.
Please put a tag on my slogans, you guys.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, guys, let's keep on tapping. We're at 173. Let's get the lights up to 180. This conversation is getting very, very good. Guys, make sure that you are subscribed. You have already subscribed to her today. Let's make sure that we're supporting the live goal. Let's make sure that we're gifting the panelists. Guys, again, this conversation is getting very, very good. And I personally am enjoying it, and I know you are too. So let's keep it going.
let me say this. I'm glad, Antigua, you understood and realized that I was not attacking you. I've been in this space a long time. I knew that they would try to weaponize you against the other women on the panel, especially me, because I'm the one that said something to you. So thank you for realizing no one was attacking you. But this is their ammo. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to find a pick me, and I'm not calling you one because clearly you're not. And they will weaponize her against other BLK women. Typically, how they do non-black BLK, non-black women in our community. Um, Let me say this as well. I live a very spoiled life. I don't have to work. I'm not a baby mama. None of those things that
Hold on. We got to make sure we're sharing the mic. But also, you guys, since it is free panel, I'm not calling on you. And you got to try to get it in. I know some people, they don't want to feel like they're talking over each other. But if you could just unmute your mic so someone will know you want to speak, maybe. I haven't heard from Navi in a very long time. Maybe he's not really into the whole free panel thing. Oh no, Navi, I haven't heard from you. Can you go after Jazz? Go ahead, Jazz.
yeah. So the point that the point that I'm making is I like nice things too, right? So for me, fly man, turning on your camera and showing a
Jazz Doll, you've
Mercedes
been
Benz.
dropped. Again, Jazz Doll, you have been dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save Jazz Doll's spot, just send something higher than a money pow pow. The way it works, me and the mods do not drop anyone. It's up to the people supporting the live to make decisions on drops. So, yeah, someone get Jazz Doll back up here so we can hear what she had to say. Or Jazz Doll, you can get yourself back. And everyone coming up, send the live out to 10 people and you'll be able to jump in the free panel. I'm going to go to Navi and then it'll be free panel. Welcome, chat. If you can share the live out to 10 people.
June, I just want to say, June, did you get the email? I understand exactly where Antigua comes from, and it is difficult to not, point out the challenges that we face as Black men, but at the same time, we're so nasty when we're having discussions with Black women that it's gotten to the point that they don't want to hear it. Because the truth of the matter is that, again, our women face the same oppressive system, and they're still able to do what is necessary to be ahead of the game, to be ahead of the curve. And although our existence is different to an extent, I just feel like some of my brothers don't even want to try. And I think that's one of the reasons why they keep asking to go back. And I think that's probably why the whole political campaign of MAGA is attractive to them. Rolling back the clock. Let's knock these women and put them into a different time frame. And I
Hold on,
think
Navi.
it's
Sorry. June baby, you've been dropped. Someone send anything like a galaxy to save June baby's spot. Again, June baby, you have been dropped. You guys don't take it personal. I drop anyone that has been dropped, no matter who they are. It looks like a galaxy is saving her spot, I believe, so we're gonna bring her back up. Ashlyn, let me know, and I'll just go ahead and do it. But I'm gonna let Navi finish.
I think and like with me, I do have empathy for my brothers, those who haven't been able to get themselves together. But at the same time, even when you want to have a conversation, they're extremely disrespectful, even to each other. Like we don't respect each other. If we differ in opinions or ideologies, we become extremely disrespectful with each other. And it's really it's sad because there's so much we can learn from each other. Black men from other black men, black men from black women, and black women from black men. But we don't want to. We just want to fight all of the time. And meanwhile, the Latinos and the Chinese and the Caribbeans and the Africans and the Arabs and the Jewish people, they're coming in and they're ransacking our community and our financial base, regardless of how small it is. They're just dissecting and just ripping it to pieces, and we're not putting up any fights. We're not fighting. We're not fighting the true enemy. We're fighting each other. We're punching down. I don't want to fight black women. I don't even want to fight black men. It's futile. I want to fight. I'm a rebel. I want to fight the oppressor. I want to see where my manhood measures up when I go face to face and toe to toe with the oppressor. That's where I'm at with it. Fighting black people is kind of like we've been doing it for so long. We've become experts at it. I mean, you can't learn too much more with arguing with black people, right? You can't learn too much more with arguing. I don't even understand how black men keep having the same conversations about welfare and weave and nails. Y'all don't get bored with that? I know I'm bored. Like just listening to y'all pivot. Like we could be talking about polar bears. The next thing you know, it's the polar bears and there's these single mothers that got the polar bears out here running wild. The other day we was talking about the DL community and somehow it was find who the real enemy is and then just fight them. Right? And then maybe we can measure up. Like, so I want black men to measure up with other men in other communities. I want for us to stop trying to measure up where we are with our women. We need to be proud of black women. They've taken this system that have oppressed them for years and they've made the best out of it. We should be proud of our women. We should be proud that they've been able to do things that not even the white man's woman is able to do. The white man's woman ain't able to do what black women doing. White men don't even trust their women to do this. They don't. What's up, Jumbo? They don't. They do not. That's why they always lean into deferring to our women to run NBC. Shonda Rhimes and Netflix, they don't trust their women to do what they trust Shonda Rhimes and the rest of them to do. They defer to our women. We should be proud of what they've accomplished. But we're too busy trying to tell them to sit down, shut up, and listen, while everybody else is saying, no, stand up and keep talking. No, stand up. Keep talking. We want to hear what you have to say. They're extracting black excellence from our women, and they're teaching their women how to be or how to cosplay as our women. It's crazy. Like, somehow we're going to have to figure out where we can love on each other. I'm tired of fighting y'all, bro. I'm tired of fighting all of y'all. It's boring at this point.
Wow, groundbreaking to say the least. You guys, we're almost about to hit 180K. Let's work our way to get the likes up to 200K. Also, if you can heart me by my name. Also, subscribe. Right now, subscribe is only $271. Go ahead and support the platform where you're able to stand on business. Also, support the platform where you make the decisions on who get dropped. With that being said, Jazz Doll Spot has been saved with a flying wing. So that's why she has come back. June Baby Spot is saved with a galaxy so she can come back when she's ready. But we're going to go to Chad and then we're going to open up the panel. Chad, we're on the second one. But you can go ahead. Welcome back. And welcome in Jumbo. Definitely request up if you have a chance.
Latinos, Chinese, Caribbeans, Africans, Arab have come over and done more work for Black women and children than the Black man. I'm going to say that's true because these people come from countries that do not have an economy. These people come from countries that do not have a stable workforce, meaning that when they need to earn income, there's no such thing as going to fill out a job application. There's no such thing as going to look for a job. The only way that they can eat is by creating the job. So they have a different mindset. They come from a place where there's no such thing as when you need something, you can go get a loan to get a house, or you can go get a car loan to go buy a car. There's no such thing as that over there. They come from a place where you must have cash. Whenever you want something, you must buy it in full. They don't have an economy. So they have a different mindset than what the Black American man has, simply because of just because of the environment that they grew up in. It's just that they were taught a different system. So because of that way of thinking that they have, they know that in order to purchase things, in order to acquire anything, they must work together. Because there's no such thing as individualism when you have to have cash to buy everything. If you need to earn income in their country, you must work together as a family and have a restaurant. You must work together and do something so that you can have some money. You have to live together all under one roof and pool all of your money together if you want to acquire anything. So again, they have a different. Hold on, real quick. And because of that, they have the ability to build in ways that Black men do not. And because of that, they have the ability to build in ways that Black men do not. The Black American man is the only man in the world that has privilege with no power. In every other country, in order to have privilege, you must have power. So these people know what it's like to not have any privilege and not have any power. They know what it's like to in order to have something, you must work together in order to have anything. Versus here, I, as an individual, can go make money for myself. I can go live nice for myself. I don't have to deal with none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that ability over there. So when they come here, they're going to have a more community-based mindset. They're going to, work together. And it just so happens that they're not dumped, but they're placed in our neighborhoods simply because they're placed in the same projects that we're from, like that we have to grow up in. You know, all of the different people, all the different ethnicities that are listed in question number 2. That is who the they is. Crazy. But they're placed in our same projects. They're like, my hometown is a refuge city for the Burma disaster in like 2004. And I remember over tens of thousands of them, probably like 20, 30,000 of them came to my hometown. They were refugees, and we watched them get placed in our same projects. And 20 years later, one of them purchased, they're all now buying houses on what used to be the Black side of town, but they're paying cash for those houses because their mindset, they worked together and lived together and saved up. My aunt just sold her house for $200,000 to a Burmese, and they paid cash for it, because that was their mindset. That's all that they knew. Now, we'll say also the ones that came over and adopted the same toxic behaviors, because we were all living in the same neighborhoods. The once Black schools are now Burmese and Black, and those that and those that adopted that same toxic code of the street mentality. They are now, we turn on the news and we see they're going down the same road. You see now on the news, gang activity with whole men pack and da 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 da. Like, so it's those that stay true to their culture. They're buying up the entire black side of town, the same side of town that black people never owned. They're buying it because they had a community-based philosophy, community-based mindset, and that's where I am for that question.
Groundbreaking. It's open panel, y'all.
Let me say this. I want to hit on what Navi said. Navi, what you said was so eloquent, and I um, agree with everything that you were saying. But all the things that you just laid out, Navi, is why there is such a huge gender divide and war between BLK women and BLK men. When you talk about us, and when you and Antigua talk about the school to prison pipeline, and you talk about the education, and the things that Antigua was saying, yeah, they are, well, I don't know if I would say I agree they're true, but if let's say that they are true, that's why the BLK man does not like the BLK woman, because he's going to say, well, the school system is racist, but then the society is going to say, well, what about BLK women? Then he's going to say, well, the society is racist to me, and then the society is going to say, well, why are you laid up with a YT woman? Then he's going to say, well, I can't get a job, and then society is going to say, well, why are BLK women employed? And then he's going to say, well, I can't get an education. And their society is going to say, well, why is the BLK woman the most educated? So everything that he has made himself defeated and lazy with, the BLK woman has turned her lemon into lemonade. And that pisses the BLK man off because he wants her to be just as defeated as he is. And every day she's a reminder that she's not defeated. And that's part of what his disdain is towards her. He wants to push down and be better than her because society says this is a patriarchy and you're a man. But his lived experience in life has showed him more of as a peasant. What makes it worse is that we as BLK women sit up and call them kings all day, which makes it even worse because you're telling somebody who is society's peasant that he's a king. He has no kingdom. He has no army. He has no castle. He has no authority. He makes no rules. He makes nothing, but he's called a king. So what he does is he goes back into the community that he's being lifted up as a king, and he's arrogant. He's arrogant and he has a nasty attitude, a nasty disposition, and he's egotistical. And this, we're most desired by all groups of women. Makes no sense when you're the least married male group, the most divorced male group, right? So then he goes, well, if I can just, and they know they're not desired. It's more of a screwing thing and, a little bed bucking, and then they're finished, right? Navi, you made a really good point. When we try to tell them to be better, it falls on deaf ears. Like you said, Navi, Monique said to him face to face, she called him love and honey and baby and child. Honey, I love the BLK woman's mantra. She did all of those things sitting at that seat with him, and he went in one ear and after the other. Every 6 months, a BLK man is made a fool of with YT women. Yet we just heard Flyman say, y'all, I'm sorry, not Flyman, but King Vaughn just sit here and say, y'all mad because we getting all these groups of women. See, his mental state won't connect the dots that you're not getting women, they're screwing you and going on about their business, right? Their minds won't go that far, right? Because that cognitive dissonance won't allow them to see that, right? King was talking about athletes the other day, earlier, about an hour ago, but statistically, Nadia, you can quote me, your wife mom can quote me with the right stats, but statistically, BLK athletes become broke after they retire out of the league faster than any other race of athletes. And the number one cause of it was child support, not from BLK women. So that cognitive dissonance won't allow them to see reality. And BLK women is a constant reminder of the truth, and they despise the truth. So they would rather be in this multiverse with Thor and Black Panther and Captain America than stand in reality. And that's why they have that's part of their disdain for BLK women. Because how dare you tell me something that my mind is not gonna align with? And I land there.
Yes, and because of that, it's because a lot of men cannot see past their other head. Like they define their masculinity based on what is in their pants. Like the whole we're getting other women, that should never come up when we're having a topic based on socioeconomic and educational topics. Somebody having other women, so you define the amount of people, the type of people that you can sleep with as a point of validation. Like it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? It really reduces. It's an insult to even say that as a black man, because it really reduces you down to just your body. Literally, in slavery, your value comes from your body, not your mind. And every time they do that, that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking subjects that involve the mind and they're reducing them down to, well, my value comes in my body. Okay, we're just going on plantation. That's why a lot of them talk down on education and jobs that involve education, but want to champion things that involve labor. So once again, you're just saying that you are not valuable for your body, for your mind. You're only valuable for your body, i.e. a slave. You've never left that plantation mentality.
Let me give it to Jumbo. I just messaged him in the chat. So welcome to the panel, Jumbo. If you can answer number 2, and you could address anything that has been said, and then it's back to free panel.
For number 2, well, the one at the top or the one in the middle?
The one in the middle.
Latinos, Chinese. Oh, she want to pause. Chinese, Caribbeans, Africans, Arabs come over and do more. I don't know. I can't confirm that they do more. I can confirm that we contribute more to what they do. And by default, they do more for us in that aspect, which would throw me back to, I guess, question number 1. A lot of black men aren't set up to do too much anything for the black community. So by default, we end up getting more support from other communities than our own. And then black men allow everyone else to run their community. Yeah, by default, black men don't support black men. Jumbo say, oh Lord. Black men don't support black men. So by default, we also allow more people from other communities to run our community because there's too much infighting between black men to allow black men to run the community also at the same point in time. I'm going to try to be short and, up front first. See if anyone wants to say anything back to that.
Groundbreaking.
Black men don't support other black men. We often talk about the feminine